Hey, what's up guys? It's Toxic here, and today we're going to be talking about unobtainable items on Roblox. Now, I'm more than sure a lot of you guys are aware that, there are many items that are currently unobtainable on Roblox. And, these come in form of items that were taken off sale by Roblox themselves, or clothing that was taken off sale by the creator for whatever reason. There are many different types of unobtainable items, but today we're going to be talking about unobtainable limiteds, because as it turns out, there are a few limiteds on Roblox that are currently unobtainable. And I'm not talking about the ones that were the result of the 2012 April Fool's hack. I am not talking about those, because those have been unobtainable for over a decade at this point, and everybody knows that, those items no one's ever really going to be able to own. But I'm actually going to be talking about real limiteds that were actually owned by people, but are no longer available because the owners are currently terminated. And the only way these items would be obtainable from a terminated account is if that person put it on sale before they were terminated and someone buys it before their premium runs out. Otherwise, that copy of the item is completely unobtainable. You can't trade for it, and you can't really do anything else to obtain that item. But now let's take a look at the limiteds that are currently unobtainable. And as you can see on the screen right now, we're taking a look at the Roblox catalog. And you're going to see we're taking a look at a specific set of Roblox limiteds. You can see all of these are very similar. In fact, the model is the exact same. Like, these are all the same item pretty much, just copy pasted. However, there's a few of these that are completely unobtainable because the only owner is terminated. Now, the first Roblox tablet that we're going to be taking a look at is Enya7's Roblox tablet. As you can see on the item page, this one actually has a wrap chart that exists, but, obviously there hasn't been any sales in the past 180 days, so it doesn't actually show the chart. But you can see its wrap is 101,000, even though the original price is $1 million, which is kind of funny when you really sit down and think about it. The fact that, you spent $1 million on this Roblox tablet, and I mean, at least for Enya7, at least they got an iPad out of it. But, if they traded it to someone else and then they sold it for 101,000, that's a pretty big loss. At least it seems that way. But then we have Dark886's Roblox tablet, which is the second one that is completely unobtainable. And this one doesn't have any kind of wrap attached to it or anything. As you can see right here, there is literally no historical data to chart. It has zero wrap, and yeah, there's really nothing else to say. And again, like I said before, all of these are identical, including the descriptions, so I'm not really going to be reading into these. But the last unobtainable Roblox tablet is Hiccup789's Roblox tablet. And you can see that this one's original price was $10,000, and its wrap is $113,000. So its wrap is a little bit better, in compared to the original price at least, than the Enya7 one, because that was a pretty big loss. But this one, I mean, if Hiccup kept it, got the iPad, and then sold it for $113,000, that was a pretty good profit. Now I want to actually show you guys proof that all of these users are terminated, and for that I'm going to be using the Roblox Wikia, which has a chart of all the current owners of all these tablets, and then I'm going to show you guys these players' Rollomons account, because obviously I can't access their Roblox account since they're terminated. But as you can see here in the trivia section of the Roblox Wikia, they said what I just said here. The Hiccup789, Dark886, and Enya7 tablets are all terminated and no longer obtainable. And if we were to scroll up and take a look at this chart up here, they actually wrote down the current owner of each of these tablets as well as the original owner, which obviously correlates to the name of each one of these tablets. And just to go through the list real quick of the 3 people who are terminated that currently own these, you can see that the Hiccup one is owned by Bad Decisions 2, the Dark886 one is owned by King Andrew K, and then if we scroll all the way down, you can see the Enya7 one is owned by Undim. But if we were to go take a look at all of these users on Rollomons, you're going to see that they're all currently terminated, which confirms the information that this Roblox Wikia is giving us. As you can see on the screen right now, we're taking a look at Bad Decisions 2 on Rollomons, and you can see there's a big orange banner that says this player's account appears to have been terminated. And this basically confirms that the account is terminated and has existed in the past. But unfortunately, Rollomons has never scanned this account's inventory history, so we can't definitively prove that they own the tablet, or at least they did when they were terminated. But in the case of the next account we're going to be taking a look at, there is a little bit more information that we could take a look at. And that is King Andrew K, who, if you guys didn't know, is a pretty infamous person in the Roblox community many years ago. This person used to take uncopy locked games and make them popular, like kind of like Jared Valdez in a way. But yeah, this person was also terminated, as you can see right here, and Rollomons doesn't have any information about this account either. And also, there's a little bit of a bug here saying that he was last seen online 11 years ago, which is definitely not the case. And I mean, that's pretty obvious when you take a look at the headless and, the fire crown here and these antlers. All of these didn't exist 11 years ago. Unless my mind is playing tricks on me, but I'm like 99% sure that these are not 11-year-old items. But we're actually gonna go back to the Roblox Wikia real quick, because they actually have more information about King Andrew K in particular. And like I said earlier, King Andrew K was an infamous user on Roblox because he copied games. As you can see right here, they basically just said straight up, all of his games are stolen from uncopylocked games and contain free models. And this is kind of reflective of how the Roblox community worked in the past. People were very much against free models. I think people, even to this day, are still very much against free models. And I mean, people were very against, stolen, uncopylocked games and all that. And like I said before, he's basically Jared Valdez, or Julius Coles, or whoever you really want to compare him to in terms of people who copy uncopylocked games. But taking a look at this account, you're gonna see, if we scroll down to the termination section, you can see he was terminated in November 2016. So like I said before, the 11 years ago thing was a bug. I knew that these items were definitely not 11 years old. But it says, for owning a poisoned Dominus Infernus with serial number 1. Which is pretty interesting. And then it says the Dominus was later used to compensate Alex Crown as a result of reporting bugs and was traded to Wardency. It's like they have a whole list of where this item went, like this serial number 1 Infernus. Like someone wrote this down, which I think is pretty cool. The fact that people are tracing, where all of these items are getting traded to. But going back to the topic of this video, it says right here that King Andrew K also has the only Dark 886's Roblox tablet, making it unobtainable now that he's terminated. So, like I said before, these 3 items, these tablets, are all owned by terminated users, and they're completely unobtainable now. And moving on to the owner of the last unobtainable tablet, we have Undim. And as you can see here on Rolemans, again, it says this player's account appears to have been terminated. Now, in the case of Bad Decisions 2 and Undim, they don't have a Roblox Wikia page that, has all of that information that King Andrew K does, because I'm assuming at least that they were not anywhere near as controversial as King Andrew K. But yeah, unfortunately, the only information we really have about Undim's history here is actually, this archive data over here, which shows all of the value and rep that he had leading up to his termination. And I know this is gonna sound really stupid, but I just now realized that I actually know Undim, and I've had him added on Discord for years. And after taking a look at my DMs with him, I can confirm that he actually owned this item when he was terminated. And depending on whether or not he allows me to use a screenshot of our DM conversation about that, I will put it on the screen. Again, it depends on if he's comfortable with that screenshot being used in this YouTube video. But I could just say, as someone who has had a conversation with Undim about this exact item, I can 100% confirm that he owned this item at the time of his termination. And really quickly before I end today's video on unobtainable Roblox limiteds, I actually want to cover something that I'm sure someone's probably going to mention in the comments, which is, what about the other items that are listed with 0 owners on the Rolemans item table? And also, why don't the tablets show up on this area as well? And the reason for the tablets not showing up is because they're actually filtered out of this. If we were to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this item table, you're going to see it says showing 1 to 50 of 2,031 entries, filtered from 2,070 total entries. So you're going to notice that 39 items are actually filtered out of this, and there's actually 2,070 total items, but they're only showing 2,031 of them. And these tablets, all 20 of them, are filtered out of this, just to let you guys know. And that's why they don't show up. And I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't know what the other filtered items are, but I don't think any of these other ones are completely unobtainable either. But as you can see here, even though the tablets aren't listed, there's a few items that are listed with 0 available copies, which is right here. As you can see, available copies, and then this 0 correlates with the available copies section. And again, just to clarify really quickly, this 0 is for premium, just in case the numbers don't line up. For example, right here, the 4 and the 3, that's because there's 4 available and 3 premium, just so you guys understand that. But anyway, taking a look at these quote-unquote unobtainable items that are listed here, you have the Lady of the Federation, which still has a few copies in existence and are still owned by people who aren't terminated. They just all have their accounts hidden, like their inventories anyway. And then all of these items in the middle right here, like White Assassin Hood, Dragon Ninja Mask, Cat Eye Infantry Helm, Bowling Crown, and Derp Face, all of these are part of the April 2012 hack. So again, these don't really count. And then the only other item that is currently unobtainable according to the Rolemans item table here is the Ultra Commando, which, if you guys didn't know, was created for one individual person, and they actually traded it away to someone else. And that person still currently owns it, but their inventory is hidden. And you might be wondering, how do I know that that person is not terminated? And that's because we could still take a look at that person's Roblox profile, which we are going to take a look at right now. And as you can see, their username is UC Unknown, and even though their inventory is set to hidden, like you can see right here, there is no inventory section here. You can see that he is currently wearing the Ultra Commando. He has messaged me offers for the rarest limited item Ultra Commando in his description. And then if we take a look at the items he's wearing right here, this is the Ultra Commando. And I'm actually going to click on it just to show you guys. This links you straight back over here, and he's selling it right here. So by all means, this item, even if he were to get terminated right now, granted it would take a billion Robux, but it still wouldn't be unobtainable, at least until it goes off sale. But even then, like I said before, this person isn't terminated, their account still exists, therefore by all means, this item is still obtainable. And like I said before, the only reason why it's showing up as quote-unquote unobtainable on the Rollmon's item table is because of the hidden profile. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to talk about unobtainable limiteds because I've always found that concept to be pretty interesting. And it turns out that we've had unobtainable limiteds for quite a few years at this point. Granted, these aren't like, completely unique items that are very different from any other item on the Roblox catalog, but these are still limited items that are, completely unique in terms of being a different item from one another that are no longer obtainable. And let me know down in the comments, what item on Roblox do you think is going to become unobtainable next? Do you think it's going to be another one of these tablets? Or do you think it's going to be one of these super rare items like Lady of the Federation, which, like I said before, still has copies in existence, but it's a very small amount. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.